What are the chances that she's playing hit games? What are the chances that something actually is fucked up with her phone? Don't know. I'm not a computer genius. I'm not exactly good with phones, obviously. So let's call Misty again. Let's see if somebody's got her number hacked or if she answers.
Hello.
Hello, I'm trying to get a hold of Misty Potter.
Wrong number.
Thank you. Sounded at the beginning like he was trying to sound like he was from the Middle East. And then it went back to being a white guy. So, a video about the situation. She didn't call me this afternoon like she said she would. I got no way to record shit. Everything's fucking full again. Not that anyone gives a fuck. It'd be nice if Misty Potter gave a shit. You know, I've known her a lot of years. But, no matter what, she's gonna just type to me about herself. Why did she send me a friend request if we're not gonna be friends? That's the thing, I thought we were friends. Over and over and over again. Multiple accounts from Misty Potter. Over and over. And then, she tells me she's been in prison for 7 years. Well, imagine that. She also tells me she was victimized, knows Tillamook well. She's also familiar with Astoria. The same thing with, well, a few people. Like Claire Jordan. She's in Larimer County, Colorado. She was here in Tillamook. She was gonna help me, actually. Well, at least she said she was gonna. But it turned out she didn't have the time. She had the time to talk about her and not to listen. She had the time to have me do errands for her when she said that she would help me. Now with Misty Potter, she sent me a friend request. I've had plenty of those. I wanted to make sure it was her before accepting it. There's a reason for that. Now, she types an awful lot about her goddamn self. She doesn't give a fuck about me. These aren't problems that she's asking me for help with. At the same time, she's not trying to help me either. I say she's not trying to help me either, except that I am trying to help her. I'm trying to help out all of us. Now for Misty, I gotta post up some of her personal business, which sucks, but it also shows the situation that I'm in and the fact that I told the truth from the very start. I told y'all I didn't have any real friends. I have drug addicts. That's it. When you have Tourette syndrome and you're different, you move to a small town, yeah, nobody gives a fuck about you. Shit, people care less about you than they care about the junkies. Also, it leaves us out here with the junkies that nobody cares about. And they're the worst ones because they're the most desperate. Meanwhile, there's lots of us in horrible positions and horrible situations that are not our fault, They only exist because we didn't have a friend or family member who cared. We had people who talked over us and tell us about themselves and want to make everything into a pissing contest. Well, my gay friends wanted me to fight for their rights because we're all in this together. When I needed help, oh no, I couldn't possibly need help because I'm not gay. That's what I got out of my gay friends. I'm not LGBT enough for the LGBT community, and I'm not hetero enough for the hetero community. I'm not black enough for BLM to give a fuck. I'm not female enough for Me Too to give a fuck. If I try to get help from Misty, what are the chances she's just gonna talk over me, talk about her addictions, and how good she thinks she's doing, and try to make me feel bad because she doesn't have her kids? Well, maybe she got her kids back. I doubt it, though. She wanted to type at me that she'd been at the hospital all day. But then, of course, just 4 hours ago, she was complaining about everything in her tent was soaked and she's freezing. Are you in your tent freezing, or are you at the emergency room? I want to believe you, but at the same time, I need help. If you're going to get a hold of me after years of not being my friend, years, literally years of not being my friend, then you better try being my goddamn friend. An actual friend, not a fair weather friend. I take a lot of abuse because I have no real friends. I have to depend on internet nut jobs because I have no real friends. When it comes to the homeless, I gotta hope that I can run into somebody who's sober. And then I gotta hope that that sober person gives a shit. And if that sober person lives in a shit fucking house, or any house at all, they're not likely to give a fuck about the abuse. They're just gonna talk over me. Misty could do something to help me stop this abuse, but she's too busy making excuses to even find out what's going on. Of course, where she's at, I'm sure she's got plenty of access to listen to my predators. 'Cause that's the thing. Many of my friends became my predators after Natalie was killed. Because I went to them for help before Natalie was killed. They didn't do jack goddamn shit. And then they wanted to hide like fucking rats. While I take abuse to this day. On the bright side, at least I have a little over half a tank of gas. And I'm sure instead of listening to what I have to say, I'm going to get told all about how lucky I am to have a fucking car. How about shut the fuck up and stop interrupting me and help to turn in the crimes that are committed against me? Ignoring them doesn't stop them. Neither does ignoring the victim. If you're going to be my friend, Misty, be my goddamn friend. If not, stop giving me your goddamn pissing contest, pity party, goddamn bullshit.